Hi, everybody. Welcome to ITF Late Night Live. I have a couple Orchard Park football players on with me tonight. We got Matt Baksa and Ayden Haley. What's up, guys?
Not a lot.
How you
Just
doing?
chilling. Living the
Um,
life.
so, like we've done with a lot of these shows, these guys have a few questions for each other. And I guess they wanted to wing it a little bit, but we'll get creative with it. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to submit those in the comments. So, whenever you guys are ready, if you want to take it away.
You want to go first, Ayden, or you want me to ask you something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I had a pretty good question.
All right,
So,
hit me.
Matt Baksa, will Orchard Park see a touchdown scored by either you or me next year?
Yeah, for sure.
To throw in Diesel? Give me the ball?
Yeah, definitely. I just hope that I get to play in the Diesel, the role that Jalen had, so it's me and you.
Yeah,
I think we got enough linemen that we could pull that off.
that was fun. That was fun to play, Diesel.
Yes, sir.
Just throw it sharp in the end zone.
Yeah. All right. Ayden Haley, do you eat your wings mild, medium, or hot?
Ooh, great question. Usually I go medium, but like if I'm feeling risky, I might go a little hot.
Blue cheese or no blue cheese?
You gotta have blue cheese.
You know what? I
Do you know who
feel
you're talking to?
I feel like blue cheese is only completely necessary when the wings are not that good. Good wings are complemented by blue cheese, but bad wings require blue cheese.
I agree. I usually don't
That's
have blue cheese with my wings. Just eat them how they come.
Yeah. That means you get good wings.
Yeah, I do.
You got another question, Ayden? Or you want me to hit you again?
Yeah, why don't you shoot me again? I'll think of another good one.
Okie doke. Ayden Haley, favorite running back in the NFL that everybody forgets about?
Everybody forgets about. Oh, I'll say. I don't really know if everybody forgets about this man, but Chris Johnson, he was something to watch.
You know what? I would say that people do forget about him.
Yeah,
That man was fast.
he was crazy.
We have.
If I'm gonna be,
We have a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Before you get to your next
If I'm
question,
gonna-
I'll bring one in.
if I'm gonna be honest, I think my favorite forgotten player is Maurice Jones-Drew, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I was thinking about him too.
Pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple questions here from the comments already. So SI asks, how many tables could Top Dog break in one night?
Oh man.
It's like the answer to the question is the world will never know how many tables I can break.
Come on, what are you thinking?
I don't know. It's definitely double digits though. Pretty high up there.
I think you stack 2 tables. I think you can stack 3 tables and jump through all of them.
Yeah.
As long as you get a good initial push.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Just drop through anything.
We have another question here from Mike Pataki, who wants to know your favorite play of your season last year. So that one's for both of you guys.
Jack Sharp's read option against Bennett. 79-yard touchdown.
That one was crazy.
No, I just remember hitting my block. And then everybody, it was like 5 seconds later, everybody starts screaming, and I'm like, what's going on? I look to my left, and Sharp is hauling down the sideline, running fat. He was just dogging it down the sideline, and he outran everybody on their defense.
Yeah.
Funniest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I'd probably say when I tipped that ball against Lancaster, the Puritano ran the end zone.
That was big.
It was a game changer. We needed it.
That touchdown by Jack, I know, like, I wasn't even ready for it, so I think maybe I got, like, the end of it on camera, because I was like, he's all the way down there. I don't know what.
Melissa, you should have heard me hollering on the field when he pulled that off.
Yeah.
I was in complete shock. I felt like I was watching
crazy.
Josh Allen hurdle Anthony Barr.
That was nuts. All right, you guys have more questions for each other. Ayden, you got another question for Matt?
Yeah. Let's see. So you're getting that new bench. So by next year, what do you want that max bench to be, Baksa?
I mean, at this rate, I would hope that my max bench. What do you mean by next year? By like January or like by next football season?
By next football season. A few more months to build that up. What are you thinking?
2 more months. I want to be able to hit 330 for 1 rep.
Yeah, it's trying to hit that too, but I gotta start buying a bar and weight, so all I got is a bench.
Definitely.
Try to get that up there.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you got another question for Ayden?
Yeah, I'm thinking of something real quick. I got to think of something good.
And guys in the comments, keep sending those in.
Ayden Haley, which Madden game is the best one that they ever made?
Best one they ever made?
Yeah. What's your favorite Madden game that you ever played?
Okay, that I ever played. I'd probably say Madden 17. Madden 17 is an underrated one.
Very, very, very true. That was a brilliant game. I got to say, my favorite all-time is Madden 25.
Oh, yeah, it was also a good one. I'm not really a big fan of the newer ones. What about you?
Not at all. I do like the Superstar X Factors, though, that they added in Madden 20.
It makes the game more fun, but...
All right.
We have a...
Follow-up question.
Okay.
Follow-up question. What is your go-to Madden team?
You got to respect the Bills. Like, even though Josh Allen's the most, unusable player in Madden, you got to play it.
Very inconsistent, but shows flashes of brilliance.
Very loyal.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we have a question here from the comments from Ben Gosella, who wants to know the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Can't say Tom Brady.
Overrated, not Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady's overrated, if I'm being honest.
Definitely not.
Good. I know there's people in Buffalo that just say that just because he's Tom Brady, but...
Yeah.
Overrated. Let's see here. Lamar Jackson hasn't won a playoff game.
Okay, it's a good take.
As a big Joe Flacco fan, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good one here. I'd probably say, oh man, it's a great question already. We're already almost 10 minutes into this one. I'd probably say Ryan Tannehill.
Ooh.
Really? Tannehill.
He'd one good run, but he's been in the league for 8 seasons now.
Definitely got overpaid. Definitely was overpaid.
Definitely.
I got to think of one more because I feel like I'm selling out saying Lamar Jackson. I feel like a lot of people don't. I feel like a lot of people don't like that answer. So I'm gonna say, who am I thinking?
I mean, if you want to, you can say Matt Stafford just because he hasn't done anything. He had
I like Matt Stafford though.
12.
I like Matt Stafford. They give him a terrible supporting cast year after year.
I mean, he always has great receivers, but always has a terrible defense.
I think Aaron Rodgers drives coaches out of Green Bay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is overrated.
I mean, he is very, very good, but people consider him one of the most athletic quarterbacks of all time, and I don't know about that one.
Okay.
How many Super Bowls has he won? He won 1 title.
Yeah, won 1. Should have won more, but
he went 15-1 and lost to Eli Manning.
Yeah, he should have won. Should have won a lot more.
I think Pataki agrees with your Ryan Tannehill take.
Yeah, he hasn't really done anything besides that one 3-game run in the playoffs. But
he threw for 80 yards in the 2 playoff games that they had.
He was just giving the ball to Henry. He's getting paid.
He did throw some nice balls against the Ravens. I will say that.
Yeah, you're right. But he's making
one of my
top
best
10
friends is a huge
money.
Dolphins fan, so he's not going to be too happy about that one. But
he's a huge what fan?
Dolphins fan.
Dolphins.
So he still likes Ryan Tannehill from when he was there.
Oh,
yeah, I see.
No. Here's my final answer. I think Ben Roethlisberger is overrated.
I'll take that one as, you know, I like the Ravens, so yeah. All right. Do you guys have more questions for each other? You guys keep them coming in the comments too. This is fun. We definitely we'll talk lots of Orchard Park football, but the NFL questions are good too. We talked about that. We'll talk Bills. It'll be great.
Ayden Haley, who do you think takes the NFC West this year?
Ooh. Like, for a while, I was thinking, like, Seattle, but then Arizona got D-Hop. But I think Kyler Murray's a bit too young. I'll stick with Seattle. You're going to take that thing. Yeah, they're gonna surprise people. They're going to outbeat Niners, and they're going to take that division title. What do you think?
I'm going to agree with you. And I'm gonna make it absolutely. This is a shocking take, but I think the Rams come in fourth in the NFC West.
Yeah, it's probably what's gonna happen. They're gonna go like 7-9, 8-8, still go fourth. But
I don't know about that one.
You think they're gonna have a terrible year this year? You're saying?
Not a terrible year, because I think Jared Goff is a good quarterback, and you can't really have a terrible year when you have a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously there's some exceptions, but like in general, I really don't know. I think they'll probably go, probably like 6-10, 7-9.
Let me ask you this one.
I think they will go like 3-3 divisionally.
Oh yeah. That's probably what's realistically gonna happen. All right, let me ask you this one. Do you think Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback in the league right now?
Nope, not at all. He's asking $45 million in his fifth year.
He got offered like 35 today, but he declined it.
Mike McCarthy could win a Super Bowl right now with Andy Dalton in that Cowboys offense.
Ooh, I don't think Mike McCarthy's that good, huh? I think he's pretty dog.
I mean, to be fair, you're not completely wrong. He only won one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
Did that Green Bay Super Bowl team have a running back though, like Zeke type running back?
Nah, I know it was way before like James Starks. So, but I don't remember it being anything crazy.
For sure.
We have another question from Mike Pataki, who wants to know the best wing spot in Buffalo. He gave his answer, but what do you guys think?
It's Barbell.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with Baksa there too. Even though I work at Capelli's,
I work in Leo's.
That's good.
Who has better wings, Capelli's or Leo's?
I mean, I work
Nino's.
So,
Nino's.
Like, I'm gonna say Capelli's because I'm making all of them.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with Haley, and I make Leo's wings.
And you'd still say Capelli's are better?
Man, I'm gonna get fired.
Follow-up question. How many wings can you guys chow down in one sitting? Also from
I downed a bucket.
All right.
Yeah, I probably hit a 50 burger one time.
All right.
Pretty good day.
Yeah. I eat like 4, you know.
All right, Ayden Haley. Would you rather only be able to eat plain wings the rest of your life, or only be able to eat cheese pizza?
Cheese pizza. It's just weird. It's weird eating plain wings. Like, even when I see like some orders, or it's like 30 even plain wings, not even like a side of sauce.
All right, what about
weird?
What about plain wings or Hawaiian pizza?
Oh, great. That's a good question, man. Do I still get blue cheese on the wings?
Yeah, we'll give you.
No,
we won't give you blue cheese. We won't give you blue cheese.
You get ranch for the wings.
Oh, you won't? You won't? Oh, you get ranch? That's nasty. Then I'll have to take the pizza.
Really? I mean, you're not allowed to pick off the ham or pineapple. You have to eat the whole thing.
It's such a tough question. What would you say to this question here?
I eat the wings just because I don't have wings that often.
I think I'd take the wings, but I don't know if I've ever actually had Hawaiian pizza. Maybe it's not actually as bad as everybody says. But
there's so many good types of pizza. I just don't think I could do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you could have like chicken finger pizza, and it's like, oh,
it's good.
I went to this place in Ohio last weekend, and the pizza had like like pieces of like chicken fingers like hot on it, and then it had pickles, like fried pickles. It was really good.
Ayden Haley, favorite NFL team, not Buffalo.
I'd say Green Bay Packers.
Really?
Yeah. My dad was a big fan, and for a while, it's between them and the Lions. The Lions, terrible team.
That was a little unexpected. I'm not gonna lie.
Terrible organization, but like I'm a big Devontae Adams guy. Like in all my fantasy seasons that like I cared about, I'd always have him on my team.
What about you,
Aaron
Matt?
Jones? Aaron Jones and Dalvin Cook are my two favorite running backs in the league, except for anybody on the Bills. So, but I gotta say Atlanta.
Atlanta, okay.
Yeah, I'm a big Matt Ryan guy.
As long as you're not a Cowboys fan.
No.
I went to my first Bills game this year in November. It was the one against Denver. And there was a guy in front of us who I think he was wearing mostly Bills stuff and just had like a Cowboys like hat or something on. And he was pretty quiet, he was keeping to himself. And another guy like row behind him, a few rows or a few seats over, I think was like almost right in front of where my friend and I were sitting, just starts like heckling the guy like crazy and challenging him to a fight because the guy's wearing a Cowboys hat. And like
Yeah,
they
you
went and
can't
got
wear Cowboys
security,
merch in
like,
another stadium.
more than once. And like finally security like escorted like the guy out who kept like threatening the other guy. And he still tried to say the guy in the Cowboys hat was a problem. The guy in the Cowboys hat just ignored him the entire time. I was like, all right, so
That's
this
funny.
is what Bills games are. It was great. There was almost a fight behind us too. It was fun.
Yeah, it gets rowdy sometimes at the Bills games.
Yeah.
I remember I went with my buddy at one of the preseason games, and it was like late in the fourth, like whenever that Christian Wade scored the touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Threw the camera right at us.
Oh,
Me
nice.
be clapping.
Yeah, we were like I think like 27 rows from the field or something like that. Just like
That's
off
pretty
center
good.
from the sideline. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, like we bought like cheap tickets, but just moved our way down to
Yeah.
row one. It's preseason, no one really cares. It was sweet.
I think like for some reason I found really cheap tickets to that game too, so we didn't pay a whole lot for them. It was great.
Whatever. Ayden, who do you think has the best chance to win the AFC East? If your answer is Buffalo, who has the best chance to take them down?
Probably the Jets right now. Probably the only team we could be scared of. But like the Dolphins are going to be a great team in like 4 years.
You see, I personally think the Jets don't have any wide receivers.
Yo, they drafted what's his name? Nims? No, maybe it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was
Denzel
Nims.
Mims.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Unless I'm thinking of Philly.
Yeah, he's not Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson, so I'm not really worried. And I think Miami has they don't have a run game. I mean, they signed Jordan Howard, but like that's Jordan Howard.
Uh-huh.
He was like a third string
yeah.
on the Eagles.
Yeah, they drafted some one tackle. But like they had, if you're counting the last season, they had 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years, and from what happened like 2 months ago, it wasn't looking like a good class. So unless they see something in those players, but
Yeah, for sure. Where do you think Jadeveon Clowney signs?
ooh, I've seen like reports of like the Titans being interested. So I'd just say Titans then.
I mean, you'd be dumb not to be interested in him.
Yeah.
I think he goes to the Giants.
The Giants?
Yeah.
Probably. It seems like they have the cap.
New York City's an easy sell.
Yeah.
You can live in New York City and drive
Not
to
right
East
now,
Rutherford
maybe.
to play.
I don't know if New York City is an easy sell right now.
I mean, yeah, definitely not now. I think if not, New York. You know what? I'd say maybe Jacksonville. Just because they have a lot of cap space. And
I just got a feeling like if he's going to a team who wants to compete for a ring, I don't think he's going to go to some team that's trying to rebuild.
Do you think we could get him?
I don't know if we'd offer. I think we'd just let him go.
I mean, I feel like it's disrespectful not to offer to a player of his caliber.
Yeah, but when Le'Veon Bell was a free agent, like there was reports that we didn't even offer.
I don't know if you.
Well, he's a diva though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Le'Veon Bell is a kind of a different story because it's not really a player you want on your team. Maybe.
Yeah.
I've never heard a word of Jadeveon Clowney in my life. Like, he's so quiet. He's like the Kawhi Leonard of the NFL.
Yeah. And then he wanted to get out of Houston.
I was thinking we were going to trade for Yannick from the Jags, but then he pulled all those shenanigans, calling out the GM on Twitter. It's like, that's not a guy we want.
Yep.
All right, guys, can we talk some more Orchard Park football?
Yes, ma'am. Get into it.
So you talked about your favorite play from this past season, but just kind of your favorite memory overall. Could be a game, could be just one moment from this past season.
I'll take this first, Baksa. I'd say that homecoming game against who was that team again?
Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett. Like the whole week, I was just feeling it because we had to prepare against was it Dejob Perry, and I was even when we were walking out to the field, they were like talking some crap.
Yeah, there were guys calling out Pataki.
I think I remember that actually because I was standing nearby as everybody was walking onto the field.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but that first half, man, it was probably my best game. Honestly, I was just making a lot of tackles there.
Oh yeah, that was unbelievable. I gotta say, my favorite moment of the season was probably driving out to Wheatfield on a Saturday morning and just absolutely beating them into the ground. Because it felt like a Little Loop game, dude.
Yeah, it did.
What was that one, like 64-20 final, something like that?
Yeah, it was.
That was crazy.
So hard.
We scored a touchdown, and I think we got the extra point, and then we kicked off to them, and they returned it for a TD right away. And one of their players started chirping across the field at us. And then we went on and scored 36 points before halftime.
Yeah.
And completely shut them down.
That one was crazy. And Charlie had another pick six 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that was so sweet.
And then what was your favorite, I guess then your favorite, well, talked about that. Just kind of want to walk through, like, the playoffs kind of leading up to that, just kind of the awesome season you guys had, and then going into playoffs, just kind of the, emotions, like, competitiveness, and just kind of the atmosphere around the playoffs for you guys.
Yeah, so the first week of playoffs, we were playing Hutch Tech because we had lost to Jamestown the week before. So we going into Jamestown, our plan was to win and have home against Frontier.
Yep.
And we had steamrolled Frontier week one, so we really weren't concerned. But that game ended up not going our way.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to play Hutch Tech at home instead of Frontier at home. And probably 2 or 3 weeks before that Jamestown game, we had played Hutch Tech. It was 2 weeks before. And it was a dogfight. Like, they were just nasty, cutthroat football. And we had not played a good first half, and we rebounded in the second half. So we were really not happy. We didn't fear anybody, but we were not happy with Hutch Tech after that game just because a lot of the stuff they pulled was kind of dirty.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
they were cruising for a bruising that week. We were flying all over the field, getting like we were in the mindset immediately because we knew that it was going to be a dogfight trying to take down Hutch Tech again, even though we had beat them 35-6 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
And the game was just it completely went our way.
Score was exactly the same though.
Steve came back and he absolutely broke out that game.
I remember that.
Yeah, he had like 120 rushing yards.
Yep.
Yeah, that first hit that he laid on the defender against Hutch Tech, like that's when you realize it's playoff football.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
And then the week after is Bennett.
Bennett.
And so to give a little background, my sophomore year was the 2018 season. Bennett was number 1 in the division. We had beat them 23-22. We were down 22-7.5 my sophomore year, and we came back and beat them 23-22, which was probably one of my favorite games I've ever played. But they had taken us out in the section semifinals the year before, so we didn't get to play at the Bills Stadium. So our plan was to have them come onto our field. We were going to beat up on them, take them out, and go to the section. And that was pretty much the way it went down. I mean, that was a tough game. We were down at half.
Yeah, it was a tough game, but we came back after that bad half and won the game.
Definitely think we showed some true grit that game.
Yeah.
It's hard to be down at half against a team as athletic as Bennett.
Yeah,
and we figured it out.
That was weird, especially because, like we talked about the homecoming game, you guys won 28-0. And so then going into playing them again, kind of obviously went a little bit differently. But
yeah.
I wouldn't say that we underestimated them, but they definitely had some players that we weren't anticipating. Because the week before, the first week of playoffs, DeJay Perry absolutely wrecked his knee.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he was completely out for the game against us, the playoff game. So we weren't anticipating a beatdown, but we definitely did not expect them to have players as athletic backing up Perry as they actually had.
Yeah.
So it was a good game. It was a really good game.
Yeah. It was a really exciting game.
Definitely the way I wanted to go out junior year on that home field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, then after that was the section final against Lancaster. And there was some mistakes, but during the game. But if you look back at the first time we played them, it also didn't go our way in the first half. But we came through that. We ended up winning. So now it's a rematch. We're all kind of expecting to have a great game of knowing what happened prior. And, there were some mistakes that we could have scored off of, like that one muffed punt return.
They turned over the ball 4 times in the first half, and our offense couldn't score.
Yeah.
I remember it was 3-0 at halftime. It was weird.
Yeah, because they muffed a punt, we recovered it, and kicked a field goal off of it after they stuffed us in 3 plays.
Yeah.
That first half was not a good game for our offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good game. But the first time against Lancaster, obviously, we had the comeback where we won 21-20 after being down 20-7 at halftime.
You also got to remember that was without Tacky.
Yeah. So
Tacky, Steve, all those guys were out.
Yeah.
So walking into
Steve,
section
Lander,
finals,
and Streichers were all out.
Yeah, Lander was also he was there too.
Yeah. So walking into section finals, we knew that we were going to have to take every inch of the field for that game. They were not giving us anything. So we really came in and busted our butts that entire week at practice. It's definitely the most legitimate and hardest working week we had all season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we came into the game having a game plan, thinking we know what their defense runs. I had studied more film that week than I have in my entire life combined.
Yep.
looking at their defense, trying to figure out blitzes. And, I mean, it is what it is. We went into the game thinking we had Steve back, we had Mike back, we had Jake Streichars back, and we knew what we needed to do on offense in order to put the ball in the end zone. Mm-hmm. We weren't too worried about defense because we had far and away the best defense in the section last year.
Yeah, Mike.
I mean, obviously there's a debate. Obviously that would cause a lot of controversy and debate between who's better, Orchard Park and Lancaster. But in my opinion, because I played Orchard Park football and I saw the work that those guys put in on defense, I think we had the best defense.
Yeah. There's a lot of turnovers and it's not a lot of points the team scored on us that year.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, we were not super worried about what we were going to do on defense because we knew that we had their numbers. Like they weren't doing anything to us, and it worked out that way for 3/4 of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, personally, I think when you lose a game, it's hard because like you just blame yourself entirely. Yep. When you go down. And in my opinion, I think I could have done more to, like, you always feel like you could do more. Mm-hmm. And I struggled with that for a while after that game because we just couldn't put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
That was the secret. We were giving the ball away too quickly, and they had just gained momentum off of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like what were you saying? Like, you take the blame. Like after you lose a game, you got to put all the blame on yourself. That's how I felt after that Jamestown game when it was like 4th and 3 and we needed to stop. And in my head, I was just like, all right, we got to go crazy here. We got to try to stop them. They put the ball. We got a shot to win. And like I did not even expect them to go on 2. And I jumped off sides. And that was the end of that game. And yeah, that was kind of brutal. It took all that blame on me. But, yeah, going against that Lancaster team, it was a game we probably should have won. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of them reached out and asked us, or a lot of them reached out and told us they were not expecting to win that game at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely just crushing to see you go down like that. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose.
Mm-hmm. Pataki just had a couple of comments here. He said for that game against Bennett, he said it was going to be a bye week. And then he said something about, I think when we were talking about the section final, he said special teams.
Yeah.
And then he said,
you know what? I'm not going to get into that.
It wasn't so great.
Yeah. But yeah. So, what did that, obviously, that was a tough loss. Like you said, you kind of take it on yourself and wonder what you could have done differently. But now that, it's been 6 months since then, which is crazy that it's been that long because there's times where it feels like it was like, like football season just ended. What can you take from that now, especially, when you're looking into next season, and how did that kind of maybe shift your perspective on things?
I definitely think so. I kind of had a few takeaways from that. One, you literally, every senior and every coach says it, like you just have to cherish every day that you get to be on the field. It didn't really hit until I realized that these kids that I've been playing football with my entire life never got to play the game again after that.
Yep.
So that definitely hurt to think about. But
yeah, and it was definitely sad to like watch all those seniors kind of crying, even though like some of them like were only playing minimal downs that whole year, but they had so much passion to the game where they were, especially Jalen. Man, I felt bad for him. He was crying.
Yeah. He came over and hugged me right after the game. He was still crying. Just walked over and hugged me.
I felt worse. I felt the absolute worst for the team leaders. And that has nothing, like, that's not a shot at all against the guys that didn't really see the field. because, I mean, obviously those guys are absolutely essential to our team. They are what make our team. They are what make our team better. Like, our starters are only good because our backups challenge them on the field in practice.
Mhm.
But I felt bad for the senior captains and starters because they were all on the field during that entire game.
Mhm.
And just dealing with the thought of if I played better, I'd still be playing.
Yeah.
I don't know how they handle that.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I think the second takeaway that I had from that game is that, I mean, the takeaway was that I put a massive chip on my shoulder after that game. And I can't wait to be able to actually get back on the field with the team and start practicing and lifting and getting back to work as a team. Because I'll tell you what, we are not messing around this year.
Yeah. We have a few fan questions here. Well, actually, from not just a fan because he's your teammate too, but Brock Papke. First question is for both of you. He says, between you two, who would win in Madden?
Oh,
Haley
definitely.
would smoke me. There's been
I played games where I beat him by 50. Like, it's not even close.
I played Ayden in a game of Madden probably a few weeks ago. It was 50-0 at halftime, and I had to quit. Like, I just couldn't. I can't handle getting beat that bad.
Next question's just for you, Matt. He says, Bucky, you seem like a great leader on our team. Any advice?
You just got to put in the work, Brock. I mean, you got to. So, you need to be the person that your teammates remember when they look at the season down the road. That's the best advice I can give to you.
That's really
it's not complete. It's not completely about all of the talent that you bring to the field. It's about how you treat your teammates and the intensity and passion that you bring to the game. Because I'll tell you what.
Oh, you froze
Brock,
there, Matt.
And
Matt, you froze there. You said, I'll tell you what, and then you froze.
Oh, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you're good. You'll just have to repeat that.
Okay. I said you're a good kid, Brock, and I think a lot of people will remember you for being a good kid that brings a lot of positivity around. So I think definitely just treat it. I mean, you just got to love the game. People will remember that.
Yeah, especially for Brock, like, it shows his like character and bravery for not playing the game in like 10 years. He's just gonna come up and just give it all. And some you don't see too often.
Yeah.
Love that kid.
The courage to join a football team your junior year after not playing for many years and just come into the future trying to have everybody laugh every day. Brock was the comedian of the team. Everybody loved Brock.
Absolutely. There's countless amount of videos of Paps making me smile. Up doing his Michael Jackson impressions.
and his interactions with the coaches were always golden.
Yep, absolutely.
Coach Cecil called him Pappius all year.
And then Ayden, he's got another question for you. So again, from Brock, he says, Ayden, you seem like a big dog. Any advice on getting that 6-pack of yours?
Oh, man, you just gotta...
Oh, man.
Yeah, you can tell I obviously got the greatest 6-pack on the team. So it's all about hitting those crunches every day, man. You get those 100 crunches plus, Pappy. You'll be having a 6-pack just like me, buddy. I believe in you.
For sure.
Okay, so we talked about kind of what you're taking from this past season into next year, but what can people expect from Orchard Park football next year, and what can they expect from you two personally, kind of as as players, and then also as leaders on the team.
You can expect the same old thing that you always see from Orchard Park. You can expect a competitive team that's vying to get to the Section 2. That never changes. Year in and year out, we always have the grit to get into the playoffs and get deep. And I don't think, I mean, obviously we lost the starting quarterback and we lost the starting middle linebacker, and those were two very, very talented. And I mean, like once every 10-year talented, but just because they're gone doesn't mean that we're down and out. We're still going to be competing for a title.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You know, we lost some big senior leaders. Now it's expect new leaders to rise next year.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I mean, we have a lot of guys that nobody knows about. You don't. I mean, obviously, you get good looks at the skill guys that are flashy and running around the field with the ball, showcasing their talent. But what you don't see is the work that the backups put in the weight room. You don't know the names of the starting offensive linemen of every team in the section, but you can name starting quarterbacks.
Yep, name the quarterbacks. And that's something we're going to have very talented of this year. You know, linemen, big boys. So,
yeah.
We
definitely this year we will have. I mean, this year we will have the best offensive line in the section. We had the best offensive line last year, you can tell just by our sack rate, how many sacks we let up last year. In 10 games, we let up probably 10 to 15 sacks. So we had just all around. I think we're going to be a brilliant team. And you can't expect anything less of us than you think of when you think of Orchard Park football.
Yep, I agree.
Brock says you can expect his sense of humor, of course. Or he says you can expect my humor next season, of course.
Oh, Pep, yeah, I can't wait.
You just love to see it.
Cannot wait.
Who's hosting the videos next year? We got to figure that out.
P-Libs.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be Liberatory.
Okay.
Liberatory. Liberatory or Bartolotti.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys? Anything else we left out? We talked NFL. We talked Orchard Park football. We talked Bills. We talked about chicken wings, pizza.
Yeah.
Mike Pataki has a comment. He says, "Section title or bust, boys. Going to run Section 6."
Definitely.
And Ben Gosella says, "I won't get touched next year." So he's got faith in you boys.
Not at all. I will not let.
Only in practice. So.
Oh man.
If anybody in the comments has any last questions here, feel free to throw those in there. But before we go, do you guys have any last closing thoughts here?
Let's see. Ayden Haley. Oh, I thought I froze for a second. Ayden, who do you think will win single A section this year?
Sorry, what did you say?
Who do you think will win the single A section championship this year?
Oh, I have no idea what's in.
Well, Jamestown is in.
Jamestown got bumped down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got perennial contenders like South Park, and then you have Jamestown now.
Well, I mean, I'm just expecting to play Jamestown twice this year. Then.
What do you mean?
Jamestown is Class A now.
Yeah. Jamestown twice.
Yeah, twice. So we're gonna play in the. We're playing this playoff.
You guys are Double A. They're Class A.
No,
so
all right, whatever.
We're Double A, Haley. We won't play him.
Yeah.
No, we have Will North in our.
Outside of Section 6, I'm a dummy when it comes to that. So
there's a lot of classes. Matt, you're freezing up a little bit.
All
right, we'll wait for Matt to unfreeze. Ayden, do you have any last closing thoughts here?
Yeah, I'll just close it out saying, just because we lost some great players last year, we're gonna have a great team, maybe even better than how we performed this year, last year. So, expect some big things at Orchard Park football.
All right. Matt, we're losing you. I don't know if you can still hear us, Matt.
Yeah, just give him the boot. Get him out of here.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I mean that's all we got here. If he does unfreeze here in the next few seconds, we'll go with it. But thank you guys for joining me. Um, thank you for yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I'm excited for some more Orchard Park football next year for sure. Have a great night, everybody.